Though it's named the 2024 tornado season in the United States will be remembered for its sheer number, intensity, and unusual storm patterns. This year saw the second highest number of tornadoes ever recorded, hitting multiple states and causing major damage. From small towns to big cities, communities faced repeated warnings, evacuations, and destruction that tested preparedness and resilience. But what made this season so extreme? Was it bad luck, or is there a bigger pattern in tornado activity? Let's dive into the numbers, the notable storms, and what these record-breaking trends could mean for the future. The National Weather Service and NOAA released the 2024 tornado statistics, and the numbers are staggering. Across the United States, there were over 2,200 confirmed tornadoes, marking the second highest year in U.S. history, trailing only the record-breaking 2011 season. This high number was not evenly spread. Certain regions, particularly the central and southeastern U.S., faced repeated tornado outbreaks. States like Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Mississippi saw multiple high-intensity tornadoes, including several rated EF3 and above. Experts noted that the season had more frequent repeat outbreaks, meaning areas that were hit early in the season often faced another round of storms weeks later. This repeated exposure caused significant strain on communities, emergency services, and recovery efforts. The most notable tornadoes of 2024, several tornadoes this year grabbed national attention because of their strength, path, and the communities they hit. One of the biggest outbreaks happened in late April, stretching from Texas to Illinois, with over 50 tornadoes in a single day, many rated EF2 and EF3. Entire neighborhoods were destroyed, and infrastructure like power lines, roads, and schools was heavily damaged. In early May, the Southeast, especially Mississippi and Alabama, faced fast-moving, unpredictable tornadoes, including a higher-than-usual number of nighttime tornadoes, which are far more dangerous. Experts also noted storm clustering, where multiple tornadoes form from the same system over several days. Some of these clusters lasted up to a week, bringing repeated devastation to the same regions. Different meteorologists and climate scientists have been studying why 2024 was such an unusually active year for tornadoes. Tornadoes are naturally unpredictable, but this year a few things stood out. The season started earlier than usual, with major storms appearing as early as March and stretched late into July, catching many communities off guard while they were still recovering from previous known outbreaks. Some regions, especially in the Mississippi and Tennessee valleys, were hit multiple times within weeks, putting a huge strain on emergency services and testing the resilience of local infrastructure. Strong tornadoes, rated EF2 and EF3, were far more common than usual, capable of destroying homes, uprooting trees, and overturning vehicles. And to make matters worse, more tornadoes struck at night when people were asleep and warnings were harder to notice, making these storms even more dangerous. This combination of factors made 2024 a season to remember, and also raises questions about whether these patterns could become more common in the coming years. The Great Plains, including Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, traditionally experience the highest tornado activity in the U.S. This year, the region lived up to that reputation. Several large-scale outbreaks swept across these states, with long-track tornadoes traveling tens of miles. Farmers, small towns, and rural communities faced repeated destruction, making recovery challenging. The Southeast, including Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee, experienced one of its most destructive tornado seasons in years. The region saw repeated nighttime tornadoes, which contributed to higher casualty risks. In addition to residential damage, infrastructure like schools, hospitals, and transportation networks were heavily impacted. The Midwestern states, such as Illinois, Missouri, and Indiana, experienced multiple tornado outbreaks, some of which rivaled the most destructive events of the last decade. While many tornadoes were EF1 and EF2, the repeated stress on communities led to cumulative damage that was harder to recover from than a single large tornado. While statistics are important, tornadoes are ultimately about the people affected. Thousands of homes were damaged or destroyed, leaving families displaced. Businesses, schools, and farms faced setbacks that could take months or years to overcome. Emergency responders worked tirelessly to rescue people, provide medical care, and distribute supplies. Communities came together, but the repeated nature of this season's tornadoes made recovery an ongoing challenge. Mental health was also a significant concern. Experts warn that repeated exposure to disasters like what occurred in 2024 can lead to long-term stress, anxiety, and trauma. Recognizing these impacts is an essential part of disaster planning and response. Consider supporting disaster relief efforts in tornado-affected areas. Donations, volunteering, and raising awareness can help communities rebuild faster and stronger. Comparing 2024 to historical tornado seasons 2024 stands out not only for the number of tornadoes, but also for how it compares to past seasons. 2011 holds the record. for the most tornadoes in a single year, with over 2,300 confirmed tornadoes. That year included several catastrophic outbreaks, including the Joplin EF5 tornado. 2020 had a slightly higher than average tornado count, but lacked the frequency of repeat outbreaks seen in 2024. 1999, famous for the Oklahoma City tornado outbreak, which included an EF5 tornado, but the overall number of tornadoes that year was much lower than 2024. Experts note that while 2024 didn't break the all-time record, the patterns of repetition and timing make it historically significant. This season may serve as a warning for what could become a more volatile tornado era in the United States. It's critical to understand the early warning signs of tornadoes: dark, greenish skies, large hail, and loud, continuous roars from the storm. Knowing what to look for can save lives. The 2024 tornado season has sparked discussions about whether climate change is influencing tornado activity. While scientists caution against attributing a single season entirely to climate factors, the unusual timing, intensity, and repetition of tornadoes this year suggest that storm patterns may be shifting. Communities may need to adapt by improving infrastructure, revising building codes, enhancing emergency systems, and educating residents about tornado preparedness. For scientists, the season provides a rich data set to study tornado formation, clustering, and regional vulnerability. For the public, it's a stark reminder of the power of nature and the importance of preparation. The 2024 tornado season will be remembered as one of the most active and challenging in U.S. history. With over 2,200 tornadoes, multiple outbreaks, nighttime events, and repeat strikes on vulnerable communities, it was a season that tested resilience, preparedness, and response at every level. While the numbers are staggering, they are also a call to action. Families, communities, and governments must take lessons from this year seriously, from stocking emergency kits to supporting disaster recovery and understanding the signs of an approaching tornado. If you live in tornado-prone areas, review your emergency plans today, stay informed with local weather alerts, and always have a safe place to take shelter. Tornadoes may be unpredictable, but preparation is something we can control. Let's honor the 2024 tornado season by learning from it, supporting those affected, and building safer, stronger communities for the future.